Today I've brought you guys a monstrosity.
Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. Don't mind the mess of Ghidorah parts and stuff working on a commission. But another thing I want to do real quick is just to show you guys how I'm going to fix this Shin Godzilla head. Now, since I got my Dremel, it is currently dying, so I'm hoping I can still do this. But it looks like it's been repaired before, where it has the little staple going out for the joint. Actually, if I remember right, I think I was the one that fixed this originally. Which I am going to remove this because I don't want it there anymore. Because I'm going to try to actually fix this joint. Now, from what I could tell, there's this little ball joint in there. And there's a little ball joint where it was supposed to go inside of this head. Now, I actually have tiny little ones of my own that I've gotten off eBay, which now that I've been doing a bunch of stuff on this table, I don't know where I set it. Here we go. Got it. So these are the little ball joints. My hope is I can drill out just enough of that head there to pop this guy in. Same with this side as well. And I'll snip these parts off and just glue the bottoms in. So that is what I'm going to do. So I have my little trusty Dremel. I don't have a bit big enough to fit that exactly, but this is pretty close. So I'm literally just going to crank this up on high. Realize that I didn't tighten this enough. Good to go. Like I mentioned before, I'm just going to kind of start working my way around and just carving this part out. Oop. And then I see there's still some of the old joints still hanging out in there. Kind of seeing if I can work that out, but we'll get to that here in a sec. We're going to do the same thing for the little head here. I'm actually going to try my best to zoom in for you guys. Alright. So I'm just going to take this. I'm going to try not to go through the entire head because I don't want to have to fix a hole in the back. Also, if you guys didn't notice, no, wear safety glasses while you're doing this. Okay. So now, I'm going to take this little guy. I'm going to snip these butts off. Because where we're going, we don't need them. Going to remove that. We'll come back to you in a second. And I'm going to try to see if I made enough room, which I didn't. And then before I glue this in, I'm going to use this one for the back of the head here too. So I have something to hold on to while I'm trying to push this in instead of trying to do it all by hand later. Alright, I know I'm going to be repainting this, but I also don't want to have to fix anything, so I'm not carving into that thing. As you can see, I'm not being super pretty about it. But you can go in, if you got an X-Acto blade, just make sure not to cut yourself, but you can go in and kind of clean up afterwards. Alright, good. Fits in there. Now I just got to do the same thing for not the lower jaw, but the back of the head here. Take that same thing. Alright, looks like I'm good. So I'm just going to clean this up real quick. Okay, now the fun part. Got some gel super glue. Could use regular stuff too, but I got the gel hanging out here, so I'm just going to use this stuff. Nice liberal dabbing in the back of the head. And take my jointed section. I want to make sure this little part that you see is kind of cut out of the joint. You want to have that facing upwards because that is where the joint will be able to go a little bit higher so that the mouth can go up and down. But just cram that bad boy in there. Looking good. Now I'm going to remove that because I want to use this as a handle for the other side to go into here. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to be repainting this like entire thing, so it doesn't have to be pretty. But nice dollop of glue. Same thing, I'm going to try to keep that as vertical as possible. That might be a little bit harder for me to shove in there. I'm going to do is take this, use this as kind of leverage. I'm not going to squeeze, but just push down. Not as clean as I wanted, but it'll do the trick. And then hopefully once I put that back on, spaghettios. That might be a little too long. Alright. Might have to adjust a little bit because that joint is definitely way too long. Oh, but it gets such a gnarly roar now. So I do apologize about the background noise, but what I'm going to do is take this tiny little joint and I'm going to attempt to make it shorter. So what I want to do is, well, it's a whole piece. I'm going to try to Dremel through it so that I can make a little slot to stick a needle. And then I'm going to cut it, use the needle to connect them back together, glue it, and hopefully that should be strong enough to hold it together. Alright, so after that, it takes a little finessing, but I can get them off to close to about here now, which is fine. And then I can still open up or do a decent roar. It will pop off decently easy, but well, as you can see, it's already wanting to do it. This is kind of close to the back of the throat is the current dilemma, and then we're trying to adjust it. The joint doesn't really want to quite go with the head. Because the one thing that's like nice about these ball joints is they're cheap, but then again, they're cheap, so it takes a little more some dangling. But for the most part, he'll still do shim posing very nicely. Worst case scenario, I can always kind of adjust some shaving on the plastic if I really wanted to mess around with it, but that's pretty good for me. But anyways, that's it for this video. Hopefully, if you guys want to try to do this, helps out a little bit. But help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Twitch, Facebook. Guys, like keep up to date with your donate. Greatly appreciate it. Also, we have a link in the description for entertainment, or if you guys like to get yourselves some sweet collectibles like some Godzilla stuff, maybe some MonsterArts stuff, they do have that available. Also got a discount code for over $40 free shipping for over $40. If I could talk correctly today, that'd be great. Again, follow the link in the description, support the channel, and also get yourself some sweet stuff. And see you guys next video. Bye-bye.